just can't help believing when she's whispering her magic. 20 days and 20 nights I've been alone, and that ain't right. We can patch it up, baby. We can patch it up, baby. As Mary in the morning. You don't have to say you love me, just be close at hand. Bring back that love and feeling. Oh, I've lost you, yes, I've lost you. I can't reach you anymore. Just pretend I'm holding you. He calls a stranger in the crowd, and I would be strangers no more. And the next step is love. Like a bridge over troubled water.
And the next step is a dumbass. And that dumbass is me. Can you hear me this time? I'm singing for all of you. Hi, Ashley. Can you hear me? Can you hear me knocking? Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 ba. I'm a dumbass. Jimmy, can you hear me? We're going to pretend like that never happened, right? Waiting for someone to say they can hear me. Can you hear me, people? Do-loop-bo-ba-ba-loop-ba-ba. Can you hear me? Can you hear me knocking? Can you hear me knocking? Oh, hell yeah. What in the world? Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. Welcome back again tonight. Heels and Quads Media here on YouTube. I'm Tommy, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about my favorite artist, my favorite singer of all time, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, and what I think is an underrated album. Obviously, there was a documentary / concert movie that came out in 1970, the same year as this album. This album came out on November 11th, 1970. The movie was already out. But I'm here today to talk about that. But before I get into that, I want to talk to you about what's going on because it's summertime. In the summertime and the weather is fine. And the kids are about to go back to school. I'm excited about it. They're not, but I am. And that's all that really matters is how I feel about it. So, kids are going back to school. Thank you, Kenny, for the musical notes. Kids are going back to school in 2 weeks, 12 days. 12 days. They're going back to school. And so I will have a little more time during the day to do things during the day, get things done, edit videos, put videos together, do all that. The Kiss series is still alive and well. I'm just a little toasted on it. People on the Patreon know I was going to do a hangout tonight. I said Friday I was going to do a hangout tonight, but decided against it. I'm just toast as far as hanging out and drinking. This summer was a tough one. We went hard. We were doing like 2 hangouts a week at one point. Plus, I was doing multiple podcasts some weeks. And then on top of that, the solo videos, the Kiss videos, plus putting shorts together, this and that and the other, and blah, blah, blah. But on that note, let's get the show started. We do have a new sponsor. Shout out to CopperJohnsBeard.com. Use code Heels and Quads and save 15%. I've been using it this week and my beard is looking fresh. Check it out. They've got everything: oils, wax, combs, shampoo, conditioner, soap, combs. They've got everything. Anything you can think of. The soap reminds me a lot of Dr. Squatch. Comes in that cardboard square box. But it's better because it's Copper Johns. CopperJohnsBeard.com. Use code Heels and Quads in all caps because we're professional businessmen and save 15% on your order. So we can get to what I was here to talk about. So we're coming up on. Oh, Clint Stoble is in jail watching us, in prison watching us. Hi, Clint. I bet you could use a new comb. Prison. Sharing that, it's probably lice infested. So I decided to do this series. I'm going to do a few Elvis live things. Maybe I might do video editing on some things. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Because I've been listening to this album all day. It's been stuck in my head all day. I had to run to the store. I was listening to it, go into the store. It was stuck in my head. I was singing it. But I wanted to do something for the anniversary of Elvis's death because I've never done it before on YouTube. And as everybody here knows, everybody that listens to the podcast, everybody that watches on YouTube knows that I'm a huge Elvis fan. And that for a long time, I was an Elvis tribute artist, or as regular people call it, an Elvis impersonator. Tribute artists don't like that term. Even like, it doesn't matter if you could be Elvis tribute or Kiss tribute or Bon Jovi tribute or whoever. You could be a tribute to freaking, I don't know, Liberace. You're not gonna like the term impersonator. That's kind of, it's almost like a sacrilege kind of thing to say. But anyways, so I traveled for a long time, did that, booked myself. I was my own manager. I traveled all over the country singing Elvis songs. And I did that until I was 23. So 13 years ago is my last show. But I still love Elvis, still love to listen to him. But the rehearsing and the booking and travel and all that started to get to me. So that's why I quit. But never say never, because I would love to do it again in the future, which I say that every year around this time. But I would like to do it again. And maybe, get rid of the beard, dye the hair and sideburns black again, and get back on it. My uncle was a Liberace tribute artist. Didn't know Libby was a musician. Yeah, I mean, he played the keys. He played the piano. Uncle Lee. So anyways, I want to talk about That's the Way It Is, the album behind me there. Came out November 11th, 1970. Part of a movie, documentary / concert film, was released in theaters. The album came out afterwards because some of the tracks on the album are actually, well, I mean, you can see me as Elvis. You just go to YouTube, where you should be watching this, where you are, Ashley. Go to YouTube, type in Tommy Walter Elvis, and it pops up. There's some live footage. There's a couple of just studio tracks I did way before I knew anything about audio editing or software or anything. It's very very caveman-esque, but it's there. You can find it. But anyway, so this album, I think, as it says in the title, is underrated. Obviously, anybody who performs as Elvis knows all these songs. Diehard Elvis fans knows all these. They all know these songs. I've done all or most, at least, of these songs live. A lot of ballads, ballad heavy album, but even Elvis said around this time in press conferences, it was hard to find rock songs around this time. So, I mean, he did Patch It Up on this record, which is a pretty heavy song. As everybody knows, Elvis did a lot of cover songs. Elvis didn't write his songs, even though he does have a couple of writing credits. All Shook Up, I know he has a writing credit on. I think Heartbreak Hotel he has a writing credit on. But he didn't write those songs. I mean, he might have helped arrange a lot of stuff. He was very musical. Wasn't great at any one instrument, but he could figure it out. He played piano. A lot of people now, especially since the Elvis movie came out last year, saw Austin Butler doing the 77 Elvis where he plays Unchained Melody, and the video, which you can find on YouTube, is amazing. He played acoustic guitar, he played a little electric guitar. 68 comeback special. Paramount Plus actually has a special coming out about the comeback special August 15th. I'm looking forward to that. A lot of the behind the scenes stuff with the director, Steve Binder, and they've had a box set, the DVD box set of the 68 comeback special out for 15 years. They did that in the Aloha special all at once. I wish they'd do a 77 CBS special, but I don't think they'll ever do it. Maybe now. I think enough time's passed now where they could do that, and that's the way it is. I mean, it came out in 70. They did a special edition in 2001. And I mean, even if you go on Apple Music or Spotify, there's a deluxe edition that is the original album, which was 12 songs. And then I think the deluxe edition has like 156, but it's like 3 or 4 different shows, plus the original album, plus some outtakes. So I think this album is underrated because there's not a real hit on it. Now, saying that, there are songs that people know that Elvis did. You've Lost That Love and Feeling is on this record. There's actually a video of me doing that live on my personal YouTube. Just search Tommy Walters Elvis, and you can find that on YouTube. So there's that. I Just Can't Help Believing, which most people know. I just can't help believing when she's lying close beside me, and my heart beats with the rhythm of her sighs. Not warmed up, but top to bottom, I love this record. How the Web Was Woven is one of my favorite Elvis songs ever. I think I only did it live once or twice. You son of a bitch. What a voice. Thank you, Kenny. Elvis's cover of Bridge Over Troubled Waters on this record. And when he did this live, man, it was incredible. His voice, that vibrato, that natural vibrato that Elvis had was amazing. I mean, he's been gone now almost 46 years. And, I don't know of another artist that's been gone that long that, obviously my kids know who he is, but my kids' friends know who he is. And you see little kids now singing Elvis and talking about Elvis and stuff. And I remember when Lilo and Stitch came out, that Disney movie, that seemed to be a big resurgence. I remember going to Graceland around that time. I was still doing the Elvis thing, and they had like Lilo and Stitch posters and like the little stuffed animals of those characters. But yeah, this album is just it doesn't miss. I've Lost You, Mary in the Morning, Mary in the Evening, Mary at Supper Time. What else is on it? Off the top of my head, I've got the record right here. I guess I can look at it. I Just Can't Help Believing 20 Days and 20 Nights. There was a VHS tape that Turner Entertainment released in, I want to say like 98, 99, something like that. Maybe earlier than that, maybe 93-ish, 94. And that was one of the songs on it, How the Web Was Woven, Patched Up, Mary in the Morning, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, Elvis's cover of the Dusty Springfield hit, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. Powerful. In the concert footage of this movie / album, it's amazing. I've Lost You, I talked about that. Just Pretend. The bass on this record, if you're a fan of bass like I am, and I know Elvis was also, because he was a tenor singer, but he would also sing bass. He would, the gospel quartet stuff he was so big into, and he could sing. He would sing tenor, but there's a couple of bootleg stuff that he would do with voice with Cheryl Nielsen, that did O Sole Mio when he would do It's Now or Never in the later years. And I got to know Cheryl and be be friends with him and did a few shows with him and traveled on the bus with him and stuff. It was really awesome. There's a couple of videos on my YouTube of us doing some stuff together. Maybe one. I used to have a lot of stuff online. I still have some CDs. I need to rip them somehow and put them back up on YouTube. Um, Next up is Love. Stranger in the Crowd. Stranger in the Crowd is probably my favorite song on this record. Uh, Deep inside, my cup of love was overflowing. Love that. And then, like I said, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Um, there's a studio version of that on the record, but also obviously he did it live a lot. Just Pretend was a weird one because he did it live in 70 and maybe part of 71, maybe the early parts of 71, and then he just kind of stopped doing it. But I think if I remember correctly, I had the box set for it was called Elvis Live in Las Vegas, and it was like his first show from 56. I think there was like pieces of a couple of different shows, and then the opening in 69 69, and then a 70 show, and then a 75. There was like pieces of 74 through 76 because he closed out his Las Vegas engagement was December of 76. And I think he did Just Pretend in 75 a couple of times. I want to say probably it was like the peacock suit or the tiger suit or the fire suit, one of those suits. But yeah, if there's any Elvis fans or you're like kind of just tired of if you like to listen to Elvis once in a while and you're just kind of tired of hits, like I mean, I could never hear Hound Dog again and be happy. I could never hear Heartbreak Hotel again and be happy. Jailhouse Rock, that's one that I always did. I always threw that one in. I think I did Hound Dog once or twice the whole time almost 10 years of singing Elvis. I think I did Hound Dog once or twice. I mean, I'm just a 70s Elvis person. Like my Elvis is 68 to 77. Anything before that, I mean, I like some of the movies that I've told the Patreon before, like we talked about, like what's our go-to, like kind of sick thing, like when you're sick, you need something comforting. I'll turn on Elvis movies, and it kind of just makes me feel better, even though I can turn it on and fall asleep, and I know I'm gonna win this race. But if you know this album, what's your favorite song on the album? If you know the movie, what's your favorite part of the movie? A lot of backstage stuff, and I mean, there's outtakes online. I mean, I think at one time I had a bootleg DVD set. It was like 10 or 12 DVDs, and it was all the rehearsals, all the backstage stuff, all the concerts that didn't fully get on there because it's chopped up so much. And I mean, there's songs on there that he probably never did live again after the filming of this movie and the recording of the album. And this album, I mean, there were songs that recorded during this session in Nashville that went on to produce a couple other albums. One that I know I want to talk about in the future, and I'll probably just end up starting another video series where I'm not live and don't know what I'm talking about. And I can edit it together and add some clips and stuff like that in. But I did a short today of all the songs from this album. That's what I opened the video with. And that's about it. Just wanted to get a couple 20, 30 minutes in. Wanted to get something done. I haven't put anything out in a couple of weeks. Muda did I guess he's going to call it Heels and Quads Trailer Park, where he watches movie trailers. He did The Meg 2. Go back and watch that. Pretty entertaining. We're going to do a hoop hop this Sunday night. We'll go live Sunday night and do that. Monday, me and Levi are toying around with an idea. We're going to do maybe the top 10 on the rock charts right now on Billboard. and I looked ahead, and I am not looking forward to having to listen to these songs, but I am also looking forward to ripping these artists to shreds. Couple of, like Foo Fighters, I love Foo Fighters, but there's a couple of them on there that I have never listened to. I know who they are, but I've never listened to them, and I'm looking forward to listening to it and just hopefully shitting on it. I hope I don't eat my words and be like, oh, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. But so hopefully we do that. I know my pick for the album review. If we don't do that, if we don't do the top 10, we'll do my album review. It's going to be Nazareth Hair of the Dog. But other than that, patreon.com/shieldsandquads. Sign up there. I know everybody in the chat is on Patreon. Hello, Patreon. I haven't forgot you. I'm sorry that I've let you down this week, but I will host a hangout Monday night. There's my Who Popped Your Culture co-host, Muda, on the top 10, 0 out of 10, all of them, purge them. All right, fair enough. But yeah, so Patreon, Monday night, regardless if we have a live or not, I will host a hangout. We'll hang out, we'll drink, we'll have a good time. So, on that note, thank you for listening. I will at nauseum watch this over and over and see how boring I was. I apologize for that. I will record the Elvis stuff from now on and edit it together and add videos. So at least you get to see Elvis be entertaining, unlike me, who is not entertaining apparently live by myself. But I will continue to do lives. And I'm at 8 on the Kiss videos. And once I get to 5, I'm going to do those lives, but I'll have videos ready to go so I can just air the videos when I get to the songs I like, the songs I don't like, so on and so forth. All right. So on that note, thanks for joining me. Patreon.com/shieldsandquads. And don't forget, CopperJohnsBeard.com. Get all your beard needs, ladies. If you like shampoo, if you like conditioner, if you like soap, maybe your man travels, maybe he's on the road and you like to smell like him once in a while. They've got deodorant, soap, shampoo, conditioner, moisturizer, combs, and of course, beard products, wax, oil, all that good stuff. I love it. I'm wearing it now. I had a little bit of the oil in earlier. Looking shiny, looking clean, looking full, of course, as per usual. But until at least Sunday, live anyways, I'm gonna put out some videos. I need to get caught up on my Kiss stuff. But until then, I will talk to you later. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, and patreon.com/showsquads. Bye.